Welcome to 60 Minutes with PD. Another Saturday night, another time enjoying amazing information on relationships and marriage. It's nice to be back here. It's nice to be with y'all. So how are we doing? How are we doing? Hi, Yasmin Zubida from Ghana. Yvette, how are you? Miss Birdie. And Nurkri, how are you? Wave, wave. How are you, Facebook? Facebook, hi, Facebook. How are we doing? Yes, Lois, how are you? It's going to be an exciting evening. There's just so much to share. Binta, how are you doing? How are you doing? Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Yes, hi, Binta. Hi, Binta. Yes, I pinned the comments all by myself. How about that? That's amazing. Yes, Obi of Lagos. I know who you are. I see your posts. How are you? How you doing? Fab Jibs, Trudy Skips. How are you? How are you doing? Biggie. Hi, Biggie, hey, how are you? How are we all doing? It's amazing. It's good to be back. This is 60 Minutes with PD, your fastest moving 60 minutes of the day. Sebra Consultancy, how are you doing? It's so good to see you again. We should catch up one of these days, Sebra Consultancy. How's it going? B. Osborne. Yes. How's it going? Hi, Christy Apro. Okay, now let's get into the... So welcome to 60 Minutes with PD, your fastest moving 60 minutes of the day, every Saturday at 8:30 p.m. right here at PIIDI19 on Instagram. If you're not following me, please follow me now. Okay, and get your friends to follow me. That would be amazing. Okay, so it's 60 minutes, exactly. It's never enough. Hey, I'll be back next week. Buso Olao, how are you? Na Afoka, how are you? My friends from Ghana, there's a ton of people from Ghana. Let's know what, just mention your city. Let's see where you're from. I see a lot of people from Ghana. Where are my Nairobi people? And of course, my Abuja and Lagos people. How are we doing? It's so good to be back here. So, hey, while I'm on, please feel free, ask me any questions on relationships, and I'm here to answer. And I'll give you a really good answer, and I'm sure you will be helped and blessed. So follow me right here. I'm on YouTube as well. Follow me on YouTube. Today's topic is how not to bring your past into your future. And this is really important. What we're going to hear today will really, really help us. Because everybody has some kind of traumatic experience in the past that's working against our progress right now and in the future. So we're going to see how these things work. We'll see how to avoid it. But it's really important that we know how to keep our past and then be in our present and move forward without being pulled back by stuff that's happened to us in the past. And truly, stuff has happened to us in the past, and we need to move forward. So there are unfortunate things in our past that need to remain in our past. We're actually responsible for many cycles of negativity in our lives. Many times we experience negative cycles in our lives, and we're thinking maybe it's spiritual, maybe we need to do deliverance, but actually we don't need to do deliverance, and it's not spiritual. We just need to know how to keep the past in the past and not let the past affect our future. Today is really going to be powerful. We actually unknowingly have brought these negative things that should have been left in our past into our present and into our future. Today, we are going to learn how to leave our past bad experiences, bad mistakes behind us and start to experience progress and get out of delay and stagnation. That is amazing. Lithium and ZS Kitchen. Hi, Zita. How are you? It's always good to see you. Mr. QN, how are you? Real man, how are you? Okay. Once again, this is 60 Minutes with PD. It's relationships that are worked on that work. And that is true. You've got to learn to work on your relationships. Relationships don't just work automatically. You work on them and then they get better. So if you are with a person that you're not married to yet and they refuse to work on your relationship, it's a red flag. It's a red flag. They've got to change their mindset. They've got to change their ideology and start to understand that relationships have got to be worked on. Please follow me right here on PD, and let's do life and relationships together. Today's topic is how not to bring your past into your future. The fact is that you are the only one that can bring your past into your future. Nobody else has that power to bring the events in your past, to bring them into your future. You are the only person that has the power to do it, and you're the only person that has the power to stop it. So today is going to be powerful. The fact that you're the only one that can cause your past, bad experiences, to affect your future. Most people don't know this. So they unknowingly, they do things that cause them to experience cycles of negativity. And you don't want that in your life. You have to be very careful what you take away from the experiences that you have. So I'm already teaching, so listen. You've got to be very careful what you take away from the experiences that you have. So that's important. The key rule is that you take away that the key rule is that if you take away fear from any experience any bad experience that you've had, that experience will occur again. So if you had a bad experience and what you take away from it is fearful, if it's full of fear, then you're going to adopt a mindset that's going to bring that thing back to you. And you don't want that. So whatever you've experienced in the past, make sure that you intentionally come away from it, with a faithful mindset, with an optimistic mindset, and not a pessimistic mindset, and you will be fine. Okay? Fear-rooted beliefs and decisions bring what you fear to you. I'll say it one more time. Fear-rooted beliefs and decisions bring what you fear to you. For example, if when you were young, you saw your father really abuse your mom physically and verbally, it was very bad. It happened all the time. You saw and heard the pain and the hurt and the torture that your mother suffered at the hands of your father. And as a child, you told yourself these things. Now, listen very carefully. So as a child, because you saw this happen, you said, I will never let any man do this to me. You told yourself, you made yourself a promise. You promised yourself, I will never allow any man treat me like I see my mother being treated. I will never put myself in such a vulnerable position. Okay? Now, because you saw all of these things, as a child, you promised yourself, I will never rely on any man. I'll just never let my hopes and my future be in any man's hand. I will not subject myself or my finances to any man. I must be independent so that this thing I have seen happen to my mom, it will never happen to me. So I make myself these promises. I will never submit myself, my finances, to any man so that this thing I've seen doesn't happen. Now, these are promises you have made to yourself, okay? Most of these promises are rooted in fear, okay? But you don't realize that. They seem logical and sensible. Everything I said so far seems logical and it seems sensible, okay? But the truth is that if you act on these beliefs, and you will act on it. If you promise yourself these things at a point of hurt and pain that you either experienced or you saw, you are exposed to, if you promise yourself these things, you will do them. And if you do them, what you saw will come back to you, and I will explain. These are promises you made to yourself. Most of these promises are rooted in fear, but you don't realize that. They seem logical and sensible. Not everything that seems logical and sensible is good for you. Is good for you. Now you've grown up and you are about to get married, and you meet a nice guy who is not like your father at all. Nice guy, he's gentle. So a nice, gentle guy that loves you. But because you have made all these promises to yourself, you start to sabotage your relationship. Does this make any sense? But so you're not responding to him or who he is. You are responding to what you saw in your past. So now you're in the present, but you are responding to the person you've met in the present with what you experienced in the past, okay? You don't trust his intentions. Your posture is combative. Even when you're not under attack, you are defensive on every issue because you don't want to experience what your mom experienced. Next thing, there's an argument. You think he's going to strike you. You strike first. Before you know it, you're in a fight with a guy who normally will not be in a fight. Before you know it, it gets abusive. Before you know it, you're in the same situation that your mother was in, being beaten by a man just because of the promises that you made. You brought your past into your present. And this is really, really, really true. You've got to understand that the decisions that you make when stuff happened, it's very important what you take away. Like, I had this experience, it wasn't great. In fact, it was a bad experience. But what did I come away with? If I apply what I came away with to everybody, it's going to come back to me. Okay? Your freedom, before you know it, you see, your freedom from this will come through knowledge. Knowledge that you get can set you free. You have got to let go of these promises you made. Like you've got to, everybody is operating with a set of values, decisions, and principles. Evaluate each and every one. Where did you get it from? Did it come from a place of pain? Things you allow to affect your ideology that comes from a place of pain or hurt, you've got to evaluate them very well. Because if you're not careful, these things will bring the pain back to you, whether you like it or not, because it will cause you to do things that will bring them back. Once again, you're on 60 Minutes with PD. Please follow me right here at PIDI19, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel at PIIDI19. Let's do relationships together. Please fill my contact form in my bio for free confidential counseling. Please click the subscribe button on my YouTube channel, like the video, and click the bell for notifications. Do not let a bad experience you have had cause you to create a mindset to apply to the rest of your life. I'll say that one more time. Don't let a bad experience that you've had cause you to have a mindset that you just apply to the rest of your life. You are bringing that situation to the rest of your life, and you don't want to do that. Okay? When people hurt you, let your decisions and conclusions on the matter be applied to the person in question. Do not apply to everyone. Now, this is something that you've got to learn. When you're if you meet somebody that hurts you, this person hurt you, so this person is bad. This person needs to be cut out of your life. This person needs to be dealt with. The issue has got to be with this person. But once you take this person's situation and they say, well, this guy hurt me, so all men will hurt me. Once you get into that all men will hurt me mentality, you're going to be in trouble. You get because not all men will hurt you. It means that you've believed a lie. And anytime you believe a lie, you are going to find negativity come into your life. So you don't want to believe lies. The issue is that not all men will hurt you. Not all men are cheats. Not all men are liars. But if you believe any of these things, it's going to affect you negatively. Okay? If you meet a man, for example, this is another example. If you meet a man who is a liar and a cheat, and he really fooled you and hurt you, terrible guy. You thought you had a good man, but he was a dog. Now you've been hurt, and you're really in pain. But instead of coming to the conclusion that this man is a liar, and this man in particular is a cheat, you come to the conclusion that all men are liars and all men are cheats. This singular conclusion and belief that you've come to will make sure that all men you meet and settle for will be liars and cheats. And that's the truth. That will hurt you and cause you pain till you change your belief. It's all about what you believe, and that's so important. Okay? Because you believe that all men are liars and cheats, when you meet a truthful man that does not cheat or lie, you will call him a cheat. You will suspect everything he does. You will call him a liar. You will see things where there's nothing to see. You will suspect when there's nothing to suspect till this guy gets frustrated and he leaves because you are consistently calling him something that he's not. Okay, so you don't want to do that. You will not know that you have, and it's funny because you believe that all men are liars. Now that you've driven this guy away by your belief, you still believe he was a liar and a cheat. So at this point, you really don't know that you're driving good people away. And then when the liar comes, you're going to call him a liar, and he's going to be a liar. You're not going to be surprised. He's not going to be surprised, and you guys will settle. And before you know it, you will have. It's called a self-fulfilling prophecy. You said all men are liars, and truly every man that you're settling with is turning out to be a liar, and that's not a good thing. Okay? An honest man will not remain with an unlovable woman who insists that he's a liar. And this is true. And I'm speaking for all the men here. Like any honest man who is honest and he's truthful, he's not cheating. If you insist on calling him a liar and your mind is fixed that this guy is a liar, eventually this man will leave you. He will get frustrated and he will go. And guess what? The one that's not a liar will stay. So you don't want to do that. Serious men know their value. They don't waste time. They are project-minded. They are looking for a stable woman and with the right mindset. Okay? So serious men are looking for a stable woman with the right mindset. This is so important. This is 60 Minutes with PD. Please follow me right here at PIIDEA19 and also at PIDEA19 on YouTube. Let's do relationships together. Please fill my contact form in my bio for free confidential counseling. Please click the subscribe button on my YouTube channel, like the video, and click the bell for notifications. So how are we doing? What have we heard today? So far, people talk to me. Yes. It says this is, you hit him first because you don't want to be hit first. That's true. And before you know it, you're in a fight with a really good guy and you don't want to do that. And it just comes from that mindset. It's interesting that we can bring a mindset into a relationship that will kill that relationship. So you've got to be careful. And if you notice that you are experiencing cycles of bad things happening to you, start to examine, the first time it happened. And when it happened the first time, what did you take away from that situation? Okay? What were the decisions that you made for yourself? Okay? Like if a man was a cheat, for example, I don't come away with the mindset that all men are cheat. I come away with the mindset that, you know what, I've got to be careful. I've got to ask more questions, and verify a few things. But I do believe that there are good men out there. I believe that there are men that don't cheat. And so I'll just be a bit more careful and not as maybe trusting as I used to be before. And that's okay. But I still believe that there are good men out there. I haven't come to this hard conclusion that there are no good men out there. That's what starts to kill our future relationships. Mostly end up with those characters that we fear. That is true. The things that you fear come to you. So be very careful about things that you fear and try to overcome fear. Find a way to overcome the fear and control your mind. I'll talk about controlling our minds in a few minutes. Okay, at this point, your mindset is disqualifying and driving away every honest man coming your way. It's possible that you have a mindset that is disqualifying and driving away every honest person coming to you. And then at the end of the day, you'll say, well, everybody I come across is a liar and a cheat. But actually, there's something you're doing that's filtering them. And you're filtering out the good guys and you're filtering in the bad guys. And you don't know that you're doing that, but you're actually doing that. So let's be careful. And, if you need more, if you need help, DM me and we'll talk. Okay? So at this point, your mindset is disqualifying and driving away every honest man coming your way. But you don't realize you are missing good men because to you, all men are liars and cheats. Finally, you find the man you are looking for, the liar and the cheat. Yeah, he fits the bill. You catch him cheating, your convictions are confirmed. Did I not tell you all men were liars and cheats? That's what you tell yourself. You catch him lying, you're not surprised. After all men are liars and cheats. He's a player and you tolerate him because you don't believe that there's anything better out there. You are convinced all men are cheats. So to you, your experiences confirm what you believe. Because of this faulty belief that came from an experience in the past, you now marry this liar and cheat and end up in a horrible marriage. And the rest is history. Okay? So do you realize that she could have avoided all this by applying the lesson she learned to the first cheating man she met? She should not have applied it to every man she met. So that's the first big lesson. Don't apply lessons that you learn with one person and you apply it to everybody. So because you had this boyfriend that was bad, then every boyfriend you ever have has to suffer some kind of punishment for what this guy did to you. It's bringing your past into your future and it's not beneficial. Did we get that? Fantastic. Your mind will bring to your life what it believes. Did we hear that? That your mind will bring to your life what you believe. I want to swig out. Good. Your mind will bring to your life what you believe. So start to be careful what's in your mind, okay? Speak positively, okay, over them, encourage them. You have to be very careful what you believe in your mind. Your mind will bring to your life what it believes. But the good thing is that your mind belongs to you. And belief is a decision that you make. You can decide to believe this or that. Now, this is the point. Your mind belongs to you. And because it belongs to you, you can believe whatever you want to believe. So you can choose to not apply this lesson from one person to everybody. And your mind is yours. Never forget that. Too many times we live our lives like our minds have a mind of its own. It can roam anywhere it wants and do whatever it wants, but it can't. You own your mind. If it goes to where it's not supposed to be, you bring it back to where it should be. You've got to learn to control your mind. That's one of the first things that you've got to learn to do. If you are experiencing cycles of bad or not so good experiences, you need to examine your beliefs. Examine the conclusions that you've come to about life, and identify the lies you're believing. If you need help, fill my contact form in my bio. I'm here to help you. Are you attracting cheats? Are your relationships always not ending in marriage? Are your relationships always abusive? Are you always getting hurt? Are these things becoming cycles? If they are, fill out my contact form in my bio and let's talk. In the case of the lady who was hurt by a liar and a cheat, the wrong conclusion is that all men are cheats. The right conclusion is that this man is a liar and a cheat. Not every man. Then you come to a conclusion that, well, you know what, you'll ask more questions, I'll be more observant. These are the proper takeaways from that situation. I will be more observant, I will follow up on things I notice, I will speak up sooner, I will trust again, I will love again, I will find me a man, an honest man that loves me. So the things you take away, they are optimistic. You've dealt with the person that hurts you, but you still have an optimistic outlook to life. Do not allow past experiences give you a pessimistic perception about the whole of life. Because if you do that, you're bringing that past bad experience, you're bringing it into your present, and then from your present, you're forming your future. So you don't want to do that. Be intentional. No matter how bad it was in the past, you have the power to let it go. And do not allow it to give you a pessimistic, outlook to life generally, because then that situation will affect the rest of your life, and you don't want that to happen. This is 60 Minutes with PD. Please follow me right here at PIIDII19, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel at PIDI19. Let's do relationships together. Please fill my contact form in my bio for free confidential counseling. Please click the subscribe button on my YouTube channel, like the video, and click on the bell for notifications. How are we doing? Fidali 220. I'm Pascal JK. You are the only one that can allow your past to repeat itself in your future. You are the only person that can allow your past to repeat itself in your future. You are the only one that can stop your past from repeating itself in your future. You're the only person that can stop your past from repeating itself in your future. Okay? If you have experienced rejection in the past as a child, other people or a particular person was always chosen over you. That other people were always praised and blessed instead of you. You just felt left out. You just felt not seen. You felt unnoticed. You felt unloved as a child. If for some reason you grew up in that environment, there's a mindset that you could adopt that could actually affect the rest of your life. So I think we'll look into that right now. Okay, you could decide that everyone would reject you. Now, because as a kid, you felt rejected. Okay, you didn't feel loved. You felt your parents or your guardians or somebody that was supposed to have time for you didn't have time for you. Then all of a sudden, you just have this mindset that everybody that you meet is going to reject you. Now, that's the beginning of a problem, because you've allowed this situation to start to build your perception of life, and you mustn't do that. Okay, you could decide that everyone will reject you. You could decide that you will reject everyone before they reject you. And I've seen there are people who, because they were rejected when they were kids, they have this mindset when they're with people that at the slightest opportunity they reject the people, because they believe in their mind that if I don't reject them now, they will reject me. So if you have her as a girlfriend or you're trying to talk to her, at some point she's just going to reject you and run, because she feels that you're about to reject her or him. So you've got to not do that. If you've experienced this and this is how you're responding, don't do it. In a few minutes, we'll see what you're supposed to do. You could decide, to be very cynical about people and life. You could decide on being critical and judgmental about everyone and everything. Just because when you were young, you were rejected, you felt unloved, you felt people didn't have time for you. All these conclusions will further cause you to be isolated and rejected in the future. You have to be careful about the conclusions you pull out of the bad experiences you have had in your life. Are you always finding yourself in abusive relationships? This is very common, actually. There are people who people who they move from one abusive relationship to the other, and they're wondering, why am I ending up with people that abuse me? But it's because of the conclusions they came to after the first abuse. Most times in life, you've got to go back to the first time it happened. And that's where the decision was made. That's where the perceptions were changed. And that's where stuff happened. And that's where you need to make the corrections and then come back and make sure that going forward, life is good and life is fine. I hope that we're learning something. If you have any questions, please ask. I would love to answer your questions. Are there any questions on the platform? And to be quite frank, let me see. Yes, this background song every week. Who's the singer? The singer is Eben. The guy called Eben is a singer. Okay. Let me keep going. Let's have your cities, guys. I don't know that I can't see any cities here. Just type in your cities. Let's know where you're calling from, where you're signing in from. So, okay, let us keep moving. Now, it's not normal. It's actually not like there are people that think, well, all men are abusive. No, not all men are abusive, and there are women who have never been abused before in their lives. Because it's interesting. Some women don't know that. Some women actually think because they've suffered a lot of abuse in everybody's hands, they figure that every woman has been abused to some degree. There are women that have never ever been abused in their lives before. So abuse is not normal, and if it's happened to you repeatedly, then there's something that we need to look into, okay? So this is not normal. There are many women that have never been beaten or hit by a man or a woman. Why are all these men hitting you? Go back to the ideology for your life that you adopted after the first abuse. That's where your answer lies. Did you tell yourself, I will never be oppressed again. I will fight harder. I will strike first. I will be more forceful. I will just not I will just not be available to be oppressed. I will be more independent. I will be louder. I can't afford to be gentle or loving. If not, I will be taken advantage of. I won't take any nonsense. All men are abusers. This whole mindset that I just described, it will work against you, because those were not the conclusions that you should have come to. Okay? This mindset will bring the worst out of a good man, and the abuse will happen again. Okay? Children really get traumatized when they see their parents fighting. And that's one thing too I've seen where a lot of people walk away with all sorts of decisions in their minds when parents separate or get divorced. Children they make all sorts of conclusions in their minds that affect them later. So many people that I've seen who they struggle with commitment. There's a big fear of commitment to marriage or commitment to relationship just because of what they experience with their parents. There's just a fear of marriage. There are different things. People just come away with a lot when parents divorce or separate. And truly, most times when couples split up, they hardly think about the children. And to be quite frank, when there is a breakup, the people that suffer the most are the children. I think this has got to be spoken about some more. Where most times people are thinking about themselves, and they just do whatever they do, but they're not, even sometimes they get so bad that they use the children as like pawns in this split up that we're splitting up. And that's not fair. These kids, stuff happens in their minds that have to be dealt with. It may be years and years later, but it comes back up and it has to be dealt with. So let's not be like that. Okay? A lot of people marry late or don't get married at all from a fear of commitment, which is usually from what they experienced as a child with their parents. Very many people go into marriage with a deep sense and fear that the marriage will not work because they've seen their parents' marriages not work. And usually the marriage does not work because they came in with this mindset. You've got to keep your fears. like any mindset that you have that has a root in fear, because of something traumatic that happened to you in the past, you've got to go back to that mindset and change it. And you are able to change it. You own your own mind, so you can change it. It's like what you believe is a choice. I can choose to believe this or choose to believe that. I have the power of choice. So I can choose to believe that, you know what, even though my parents their marriage did not survive, but mine will, okay? Mine will. I learned a few lessons from them, but I believe that my marriage will be fine. I believe I'm going to work on it. I'm going to find a man that's going to work on it, and together we'll be okay. And I believe it. And because I believe it, I'll move forward. And that's what happens to me. So let's be very careful. There's so much, like for a lot of people, and actually for everybody, your past can be a weight and a baggage that's holding you back. There's so many people today that the reason why they're not where they should be is because of their past. And this shouldn't be so. Like I'll tell you something. Your past is gone. So to be quite frank, your past is no longer a reality. Now listen to me closely. Your past is no longer a reality. It's gone. It happened. You can't change it. But you're not in it anymore because it's your past. Your only reality, to be quite frank, is today. Is like now. Right now is my reality. Even my future at this point is not my reality. So to be quite frank, the only reality I have is now. And because my reality is now, I am able to choose what I'm going to work with in my mind going forward. So I choose not to take any traumatic, event in my past. I choose not to bring it into my present. So I'm not thinking about it. I'm not brooding about it. I'm not meditating over it. And I am thinking positively, and I'm getting good knowledge, and then I apply it to my future. Nothing from the past. I apply positivity to my future, and I break free into a future that's going where it's supposed to go. Okay? It's different. For many people, you will find out that there's some things that come to your mind today that happened to you 10 years ago, happened to you 15 years ago, 20 years ago. It's in your mind maybe 6, 7, 8, 10 times a day. It comes into your mind, you think about it, you push it back, you keep moving. It comes to your mind, you think about it. But it's coming into your mind, you're thinking about it, you're making it a part of your now, a part of your reality. And once it becomes a part of your reality, it's going to be a part of your future. Because your future is a projection of your now, of your reality. So you've got to understand this. Be careful to know what's in your mind. And if what's in your mind is something that happened in the past, some traumatic thing that caused you hurt or pain, if it's your mind now, the longer it stays in your mind, the more, the greater the chances of it being projected into your future. And you don't want that. Today's topic is how not to bring your past into your future. Okay? I mean, you've had bad relationships before, but keep it in the past. Don't ruminate over it and think over it and start to project it into your relationship today. Okay? And because that's just going to bring it into your future, into your now, and push it forward as well. So you don't want to do that. Do you understand this? Can I have some questions? I like questions. I like questions, people. I need some questions. I need to answer some questions, people. We mostly end up with most of these guys like, yes, we do, sadly, yes. You listen first, yes. Somebody's requesting to join the live. Who is this? How are you? Mayowa, Jasmine. Okay, just like a husband who thinks women are easily swayed just because he succeeded in swaying so many girls. Yes, he frustrates his wife and suspects every move. And that is true. He's bringing a wrong mindset into the marriage. And I can tell you that the result is not going to be what he wants, because nobody wants to mess up their marriage or mess up their future. But a lot of people are consistently doing things that is destroying their marriage today, that's going to cause them problems in future. So you've got to be very intentional what you're thinking about and what you're doing. And your painful, traumatic experiences from the past have the potential of poisoning your future. So you've got to stop it. You've got to be very intentional to make sure that my outlook on life is not jaded by a lens of hurt and pain from something that happened to me in the past. I don't know if you got me. You got what I just said now. Did you just catch that? It's possible that you allow what's happened in the past to just put a like a lens. So everything that you're seeing is through a lens of past pain and hurt. And if you do that, the pain and the hurt will repeat itself. Are we good? And you don't want to do that. Very good. A lot of people are still affected by a sense of rejection and abandonment as adults because they perceive their parents' divorce as a sort of abandonment. Like when parents divorce or separate, many times, you won't believe it, but the children feel they're at fault. And somehow they feel that if it was the father that moved away, they feel that their father rejected them. You know, they feel they were abandoned by their father or by their mom, whoever moved out, So it's something that stays with a lot of people. You'll be shocked how many adults are struggling with this mindset. It's like they have a fear of being abandoned. They have a fear of being rejected. And it's affecting their decisions. It's affecting what they do. It's affecting who they talk to or how they talk to them. It's affecting their relationships and it's affecting their lives. So we've got to get to a point where we need to deal with these things. You know, things have got to, like your past has got to be dealt with and let go. You know, you just have to let it go. You can't allow, you must be intentional to make sure that you're not letting what happened in the past affect your future. It's so important, you know. Disconnect yourself. This is what you do. Disconnect yourself from any trauma from your past or any drama from your past. Be intentional. Forgive everyone involved. That is so important. That in the process of disconnecting your past, you've got to forgive everybody involved because that's what sets you free. You know, that's what, because as long as you don't forgive them, you are going to think about them, you are going to brood over them, you are going to keep them in your now. And because they're in your now, in your present reality, they're going to be a part of your future. Whatever is in your present reality becomes a part of your future. And you don't want that. So you got to cut them off and let them go. Whoever has hurt you from the past, whoever has caused you pain, you have got to forgive every one of them and let them go. Not because of them, because of you. Because if you don't forgive them, you are going to think about them, you are going to brood over them, they're going to come into your mind. And if they're in your current reality, you're going to carry that into your future. And it's not going to bless your future. It's not going to help you move forward. It's like a big chain, a big ball that's holding you back. Am I talking to anybody? If you need help doing this, you know, look in my bio, fill my contact form, let's talk about it. Okay? So, stop entertaining thoughts about what happened years ago. How many of you still entertain thoughts about stuff that happened years ago? You know, feel free to just let me know. Like, how many people just from time to time entertain thoughts about stuff that hurt you, that caused you pain, that happened years ago? Let's see, yes, no, yes, no's. You know, send me a wave or something. Let me see. Say true, true. That is so true. Okay, good. Fantastic. And that is so, so true. Okay, so your past can hold your future back if you allow it. Did you get that? Your past can hold your future back if you allow it. Everyone has something in the past that has the potential of holding them back. And this is true. Like, don't feel special. Every single person has something in their past that if they allow it, it will hold back their future. And that is just so true. But we have the power. You have the power to let it go. Many times people actually feel that I can't let it go. But the truth is, you are able to let it go. And I want you to hear from me tonight that I told you, and you know that no matter what happened to you, whether you were raped, whether whatever happened, you know, you are able to let it go. You are able to live your life like nothing ever happened to you. You've got the power to do that. You can let it go. You just make sure it gets out of your current reality. If it's out of your current reality, it can never be in your future. So this is the time. Now is the time to forgive and cut it loose. Okay? Everyone has something in the past that has the potential of holding them back, hindering your success or repeating itself. These things in our past that have this potential were traumatic experiences, things that hurt us and caused us pain. Sometimes things that caused us to retreat into our shell. We usually are ruminating over these things and worrying if they will happen again. In fact, it is the fear of it happening again that cause us to adopt beliefs that cause them to actually happen again to us. No matter how bad your past was, you can let go of it, and it does not have the power by itself to affect your future. And I'm talking about serious past. I'll give you some examples. Even if you are raped, death in the family, breakup in the family, loss of someone you loved, serious bullying, serious betrayal, violence, serious abuse, torture, abuse as a child, you are able to let them all go, no matter what it is. You can let them go. They don't have to affect your future. You are the only one that can permit them to hold you back in your future. People who allow the past to affect their future spend a lot of time thinking about that traumatic and bad experience they had. It's on their mind a lot. They remember it vividly. Like if at this point in time, you're able to remember vividly stuff that happened to you in the past, it's most likely affecting your future. And that's one thing you want to know. You want to, in a few minutes, we'll talk about how to let go of that memory. You know, you have to stop it. Your mind belongs to you. Do not allow your mind to go there. Don't allow your mind to remain there. Your past is your past. It is gone. It does not need to affect your mind or your ideology or your perception of your future. Your reality is now. The past is no longer your reality. The future is not yet your reality. But your mindset now, your ideology about life now will create your reality in the future. I'll say it one more time. Your ideology, your ideas, your mindset about life now, today, will affect your reality in the future. So be careful about what you believe about life today. Okay? And what you believe about life today does not have to be affected about what you experienced in life yesterday. Okay? Your experiences in the past do not have to affect what you believe about life today. But what you believe about life today affects your future. So this is how you cut it off. So you must never allow your past negative experiences to affect or influence your mindset today. If not, it will become your reality in the future. I'll say it one more time. You must never allow your past negative experiences to affect or influence your mindset today. If you do, it will become a reality in future. This is 60 Minutes with PD. Please follow me right here at PIIDI19 on Instagram and subscribe to my YouTube channel at PIIDI19. Let's do relationships together. Please fill my contact form in my bio for free confidential counseling. Please click on the subscribe button on your YouTube channel, like the video, and click on the bell for notifications. Okay, any tips on how to work on letting the past baggage go when going into a new relationship? Yes, this is from Clarita. Yes, I'm going to talk about that in a few minutes. How do you handle things when both people have baggage from previous relationships? Yes, I'll talk about that too. And breakups need to be handled very carefully in order to protect the emotions of the children. This is really true. But most times, people are so engrossed in their own pain, their own struggles, and their demands that the children just become, they're just pawns. They use the kids to bargain. You can see the kids. I must have the kids. You can't have the kids. You can't visit the kids. Whatever. And that's not the way it's supposed to be. Bitterness is an infection that can permeate every area of your life. That is true. You can't afford to be bitter. If not, you carry it into the future. And the worst thing to carry into the future is bitterness. Fantastic. Okay, one of the main ways, now listen carefully because this answers all the questions that we've been asking. One of the main ways to disconnect yourself from your past traumatic and negative experiences is to forgive everyone involved in what happened to you. Seriously, that one of the main things you have to do is forgive. And many times people struggle with forgiving because they think if I forgive, it means I've accepted what they did to me. It means I've dealt with it, but that's not true. You can forgive and still go back and deal with issues, but you've forgiven. But the forgiving is for your own good. Because once you forgive them, you're not thinking about them again. You're not, and then you've accepted the situation. You're not thinking, this shouldn't have happened to me, or how could this happen to me, or there's nothing you can do about what has already happened. Okay? So let's start to understand this. If it's happened, you can't do anything about it because it's happened. So most times why we struggle to forgive is that we're thinking, I could have stopped it. Somebody could have stopped it. It should have happened. It should have been done to me. How could they do this to me? And then you're holding on to all that and you're struggling to forgive. But it's already happened. Okay? So just let it go. Forgive everybody involved. And once you do that, you're able to just let go. And you've released yourself from a trap. I'll tell you this. This idea of not being able to forgive is almost like, if I drink poison, I'm hoping the person who hurt me will die. I'll say it one more time. It's like, because unforgiveness is poisonous. You're poisoning your mind that is affecting your future. So it's poison. But you're thinking, well, you know what? I'm going to drink this poison. And as I drink it, I am hoping and wishing that the person who hurt me will die. Now, do you see how silly that is? That's how silly that mindset of, I'm not going to forgive them, so I'm holding on to them. No, let them go. Just let them, go away. Live my life so that your future can be what your future is supposed to be. Did we just get this? One of the main ways to disconnect yourself from your past, traumatic and negative experiences, is to forgive everyone involved in what happened to you. Forgiveness disconnects you from what happened. After you actually forgive, you find out that the traumatic experience that comes up in your thoughts daily, it stops coming. It stops coming. Days and weeks will pass, and you won't think about that situation. Because most times, I'll tell you this, there are some things that happened many, many years ago, but you think about it every day. It crosses your mind. After a while, it's a part of your reality. And because it's a part of your reality, it's becoming a part of your future. So all you and I have is now. So we've got to make sure that what's in our mind now is what's good for us. No negativity, no pessimism. We're optimistic. We're looking forward, knowing that the future is bright, and that's how we're thinking right now. And if we are able to hold on to this thinking now, that's what actually formulates what's coming in future. So it's important to keep out the negativity. And once you forgive, you stop thinking about them. You stop thinking about them. You stop remembering them. So it's important that you forgive. Because you see, as long as you're thinking about them, they're in your mind. And your mind is real estate. And thoughts that hurt your future are like illegal tenants in your house that's not paying rent. Would you allow a non-paying illegal tenant to remain in your house? You won't. So these thoughts in your mind now that are there, throw them out. They aren't supposed to be there. Because they're not going to bless you in future. So you throw them out. Okay? So you forgive. After you're forgiving, weeks pass by. You don't think about them. Guess what? You have been set free. Okay? You cannot imagine the number of people that need to be set free in this manner. And that is true. A lot of people need to be set free. So many people are just holding on to a lot of things that they shouldn't. And they really need to be set free. And the only way that they're going to be free is by forgiving the people that hurt them. The people that cause them pain. Okay? You can forgive first and still deal with the matter later. And that is true. It's like some people feel I have to deal with the matter. If I forgive, it's like I've dealt with it. But no, forgive first. Forgive first, set yourself free. You can always deal with the situation later. But forgive them first, get them out of your mind so that your future can be bright. You must forgive because the forgiving is for you. You set yourself free. When you forgive, your mind lets it go. That's the main thing about forgiving. When you forgive, your mind lets it go. It lets them go. It's no longer there to affect your future. And then when I say forgive the person or people that hurt you. Forgive the person or people who have indirectly allowed the hurt and the pain to happen. Forgive yourself. Forgive God. There are times when people actually, it's like, God, where were you when this happened to me? God, you say you love me. God, you say you're good. So where were you when this thing happened to me? Why did you allow it? So they are holding God in unforgiveness. So, I'm telling you right now, forgive God. Forgive everybody that could have been involved. It's very, 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 very important. Forgive yourself. Sometimes people blame themselves. It's like I blame myself for allowing it to happen. And then guess what? It sounds interesting, but you are actually able to hold yourself in unforgiveness, where you don't forgive yourself for allowing yourself to get into whatever situation that you got into. So I'm telling you tonight is that to disconnect your past from your future, to not allow your past to affect your future, you have to forgive yourself, forgive God, forgive the people, forgive everybody. Everybody, for example, if you were raped as a young girl by an uncle and you told your mother and she didn't believe you, she might have even beaten you for saying such a nasty thing about her brother. Are you trying, and of course she'll say, are you trying to break up the family with such a rumor or accusation? So for years, you've been tortured in your mind with this abuse that nobody believed. And this happens to people, especially, like it's amazing. A lot of rape occurs in Africa. It's terrible. And it's usually by relatives, usually uncles, or people, trusted people, a trusted friend, trusted person in authority. That's where it comes from. And most times when it's reported, it's not responded to. So a lot of people are carrying a lot of weight that's affecting the future. That if they don't learn how to cut it off and let it go, it will affect them till the day that they die. And this is really, really bad. Okay? So this abuse happened. So now it's in your past. You have to forgive your uncle that raped you. You have to forgive your mother for not believing you. You got to forgive your father for not being there to protect you, because it's his role to protect you. You have to disconnect from your mind the influence of that incident. You've got to forgive everybody. Forgiveness is a decision to make. It can be tough, but if you know the value of your future, that your future can still be bright, your future can be complete, you can live your life like nothing ever happened to you, okay? But you've got to disconnect yourself from the past. You've got to forgive everybody involved, remove them from your mind, and disconnect. Let them go. And once you do this, then you are free to be the person that God wants you to be, to really live a really good life, a whole life again. Your past does not have the power to force itself into your future and start to mess your future up. Your past just does not have that power. You are the only one that can allow your past to come into your future and start to destroy things. And that's why tonight we're learning this, that we're going to be able to stop our past from getting into our future and affecting our future negatively. If you have any questions, I'm here to answer. I have 6 more minutes, people. So if you have any questions, please ask so I can answer before I go. Okay. So, forgiving does not mean what happened in the past was okay. Okay? Because sometimes we struggle with forgiving. Forgiving does not mean that what happened in the past was okay. Forgiving means you are ready to move on. So when you say, I'm going to forgive, when you make up your mind to forgive, you're really saying, I'm ready to move on. You're not saying it's okay, it wasn't okay, but you are ready to move on. And that's important for us to get this in our mindset. Okay? You are ready to move on. Forgiveness is giving up the hope that the past could have been any different. There are times when we think, well, it could have been different. No, the past has happened. It can't be different. That's what it is. So now you're moving on, you're cutting it off, and you're going to move on. Okay? So, what happened has happened. There is nothing you can do to change what has already happened. So stop meditating over it. Let it go. Keep moving forward. Not forgiving is poisonous to your future. Refusing to forgive is like taking poison and hoping that the person that hurts you will die. The human mind is reluctant to let go of the past. Again, I'll say the human mind is reluctant to let go of the past. You have to be intentional. The victorious life is intentional. It is not emotional. Do you hear that? If for us to live a victorious life, you've got to be intentional to do the things that you know, the things that you've learned. You can't be emotional, okay? You can't be led by your feelings. Do not agree with your feelings. Agree with what you know is right. If you want to be free, you have to get out of the prison of your past. If you want to be free, you have to get out of the prison of your past. So your past can be a prison if you don't forgive and if you're holding on to stuff from the past. So you've got to let go so you can move forward. Okay. Your traumatic or abused past. Now listen carefully. Your traumatic or abused past is a dark place. You want to get out of the darkness and get into the light. If you can't do it on your own, fill out my contact form, my bio. I'm here to help you. You just get that. You have to realize, you have to release the weight of the past to move into a bright future. So the past can be a weight. You've got to release it, let it go. You create your best life after you have let go the weight of your past. You create your best life. And this is true. You create your best life after you have released the weight from your past. Okay? Your mind is real estate that belongs to you. You will never knowingly allow a thief to live in your house for free, rent-free. So why will you allow thoughts that steal your progress, your joy, your strength, your future? Why will you allow these thoughts to enter your mind and live there for free? You need to drive these thoughts out of your mind. Again, this is 60 Minutes with PD. Follow me right here. Don't let your past affect your future negatively. You have a bright future ahead of you, okay? Go for it. Don't let anything get in the way, not even your past. You can make it. You will make it. God is on your side. He's smiling at you encouragingly. You're going to live a good, joyful, and successful life. I rest my case. So how are we doing? So talk to me, people. Any questions at all about... Now, I think one of the main things you want to understand is this, is that your past is your past, and you no longer have it. It's not your reality. Now is your reality, okay? Now is your reality. Now is your reality. And your future is not yet your reality. So your now is the bridge between the past and your future. And whatever you allow to enter your now, that's residing in your mind right now, has the potential of moving into your future. Okay? So the idea is that any negativity from the past, anything that happened in your past, make sure that the decisions that you take from it, that you are operating with now, is positive. Okay? If somebody hurt you in the past, then they were bad people, and they were hurtful people, and they caused you pain. But not everybody you meet is going to cause you pain. Not everybody you meet is bad. So, but that decision that you take, that, you know what, I struggle with a guy, so guess what, everybody is an abuser, everybody is this. Once you make those decisions, it affects your future because you're applying it to everybody and not just the one person that hurt you. So once you allow the past to get into your reality today, it will get into your future. So start to examine your mindset right now. Like especially if you've ever experienced like a cycle of bad things happening to you, watch out for it. Or if you are experiencing fear is a very bad thing. If you have any area of your life that you are feeling fearful about, think about the first time you felt that kind of fear. Know what was the situation, what occurred at the time when you felt that kind of fear. Now, it's when you go there to that memory. It's at that memory that you figure out, okay, what were the decisions I made in this place? You know, what were the decisions that I made in this fear? Did I just say that, well, you know, nobody's going to love me. Nobody can love me. I'm unlovable. You know, these things, once you make those decisions, you're carrying them into the future. So, you know, start to think about what's in your mind. Your mind is so important. Your mind is like the most powerful part of your body is your mind. That's where everything happens. So be careful what you're thinking about, what you're ruminating. And if for any reason you are remembering a hurtful situation that happened years and years ago, but you remember it vividly, it comes to your memory often, I can tell you that thing is attempting to mess your future up. So you've got to go to that situation, deal with it, forgive the people, cut it off, and forget about it. So it's not in your mind anymore. So you're not projecting it into your future. Any questions, people? My time is almost up. No, I love you. I love you. Sandy 17 Boat. Boy, how you doing? Judy, K's Fitness, how are we doing? Esther Kabiru, thumbs up. Miss Lee Kai, how are you? Well, I'm off in a few minutes. It's so good, so good, so good. I hope that you learned something today. I know that from now on, your past is your past. Nothing is going to follow you into the future. Your future is bright, bright, bright. You guys are going to do amazing stuff. Your relationships are going to be amazing. I love you. I love you. And I will be back soon next week. Same time next week. I will be back. It's been amazing. Amazing being with you. Bye, people. Bye, 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 people. Bye, bye.